In a small town, there was a quiet high school student named Regina. She wasn't the loudest in class or the first to raise her hand, but she carried the weight of the world on her shoulders. While most of her peers spent their time scrolling through their phones, making TikToks, and hanging out at the mall, Regina had a different mission. Her dream was simple but felt unreachable. She wanted to break the cycle of poverty her family had been stuck in for generations. Regina's parents worked long hours at low-paying jobs, barely making ends meet. They didn't have the luxury of higher education or time to nurture her dreams. But Regina had something they didn't, an intense desire to study, to rise above her circumstances. However, there was a catch. In the digital age, distractions were everywhere. She spent her days in the library surrounded by people who lived in a world she couldn't fully relate to. Classmates were busy making plans for the weekend while she was buried in textbooks, scrolling through educational resources in her spare moments. But every time she saw others posting about their carefree lives, she felt a pang of loneliness, wondering if she was missing out on something. But in her heart, she knew that if she didn't study hard, her family's struggles would never end. One day, after a particularly grueling week of late-night study sessions, Regina sat in her room, exhausted. She looked at her phone, tempted to scroll through the endless stream of posts. But something stopped her. It was a text from her mom. "We're so proud of you, Regina. We know it's hard, but keep going. You'll make a better life for us. We believe in you." Tears welled up in Regina's eyes as she stared at the message. In that moment, she realized something profound. While the world outside was constantly moving, filled with distractions and noise, her parents believed in her. And maybe that was enough. It wasn't about fitting in or having the time for all the things others were doing. It was about the future she was building through sacrifice, hard work, and an unspoken bond of love that tied her to her family. As she sat there, she opened her textbooks once more, her heart a little lighter, the weight of the world still heavy, but not quite as unbearable. She studied harder than ever, not for the accolades, not for the fame, but for the quiet strength of the people who loved her and believed in her family. Regina never stopped working toward her dream. And one day when she walked across the stage to receive her college diploma, her parents were in the front row, their faces full of pride. The world didn't always see the silent struggles, but Regina knew the truth. It was all worth it.